So without further ado, I want to introduce our first speaker. So we are having 10 speakers, so we want to get through the content. Get your pens and paper ready, and I'll ask you if you are available for it, and if you can, please try to be on camera. This allows the speaker to interact with you. This allows us to see, like Dr. Reggie is on the treadmill on camera. Come on. Thank you, Dr. Reggie. You are a champ. So that's the kind of commitment we want to see. So if you can be on camera, be on camera. We love to see life happening in the background. We don't mind it. And we just want to be able to interact with you. Our first speaker is none other than Eden Gamliel. Now, Eden is an award-winning storyteller with more than a decade of experience across creative production, marketing, and growth. She's partnered with top global entertainment brands, which includes Netflix, Warner Brothers, Disney, Pixar, and others, bringing powerful narratives to life and driving audience impact. Eden is also the co-founder and CEO of U&AI, which is a fast-growing AI presence startup where she leads sales operations and overall company strategy. Eden is pioneering a new strategy that helps brands strengthen and scale their presence across AI platforms. Under her co-owner, along with her co-owner Yarden and her leadership, the company has delivered standout case studies and is building a meaningful footprint in the rapidly evolving AI landscape. Please help me to welcome, show some emojis, show some love for Eden. Thank you so much for being here, Eden. Over to you.
Thank you so much, really. I'm so flattered. And thank you all for being here. Good job for doing this. I know it's not easy running a business, especially when you're on your own and it's growing, but there's some good news that we're going to talk about. So bear with me. So today, we experience a change in search. So ChatGPT, for example, reported already 800 million users weekly. And what does that mean? Back then, if I needed an attorney, I would go on Google and search for best attorney near me. And then I would need to dig in between links and pages and get in one and read through and then go back and try to compare and find what I'm looking for. Today, ChatGPT allows me to say something so specific. For example, I'm looking for an attorney in Los Angeles. I don't have a workers' comp and one of my workers got injured in the office. What are my options? Who should I go to that's reliable, that has been in the industry for more than 10 years? I can be ridiculously specific in my question. And the answer I'm getting is also very specific to me. It already does the research for me. And so I'm getting only a few options to choose from. And it's super easy and it's super convenient. And I can follow up. I can get one answer and then I can ask back, how much should it cost me? And then it'll answer. And then I say, what's their number? And it'll answer. So the interaction improved. And that is why a lot of people are preferring that over the old way of searching. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, AI becomes the gatekeeper. If someone asks ChatGPT for your service or product and you're not showing up, you're not even being considered. But the good news is that it's not like traditional SEO where you would need to grow on Google and fight with giants that's been decades in the industry. Now, ChatGPT is so new that it's leveling the play field, and it allows small businesses to rank higher in their industry, regardless of what the competition look like. And I don't just say that to make you feel good. We actually proved it. We worked with, for example, this is a small business company that we worked with that started with just 3.9% visibility. That meant that when people were looking for what they're offering on ChatGPT, they were only showing up about 3 to 4% of the times. Increasing them to 18, almost 18% meant these are screenshots from their website, that they got by 10,000 more Google searches for their brand, and also by 235% month-over-month growth by visitors to their websites. Now, how can you do that? Well, this is the time to pull out the pen and paper. Number one, you need to give value. I know this sounds very, very obvious, but what I mean by it is that high quality content in a variety of endless content can win quality over quantity. And one trick for that is to, when you search for prompts you want to ideally show in for, prompt is what people will search to show to find you. You can find sources and see the competitors that are showing up and go into the sources and try to find out why. If you see an article that they wrote, 5 things not to tell your contractor, do something similar. 5 things of something else. Find patterns and use them. Number 2, external collaborations. So you want other high authority websites to mention you. So if you know a journal, a collaborator, a blogger, any websites that may want your expertise in exchange for a mention, for example, small business news, reach out. You never know what one email can do to your business. It helps build authority. Number 3, online communities. Some of you may heard of Reddit. Reddit is a community where people can ask questions and get answered. Go into Reddit and then find conversations that are related to your business. You'll be surprised at the amount of people who are asking for answers you have. And then when you answer, don't try to sell your business. It's important you follow the guidelines of the community. You actually add value. Imagine it's a friend asking you a question and you're replying. Don't try to sell anything. Don't spam the system. Just say who you are, what your business is, and your advice. That'll be enough to try to move the needle. Number 4, frequently asked questions. The more, the merrier. Every page on your website, whether it's a product, homepage, blogs, and so on, make sure you have question, answer, question, answer, question, answer feature at the bottom of your page. ChatGPT is very much question answer based, and it helps it identify and pull information from your website easier. Number 5 is match your information everywhere. If you once changed your address before, if you have a website, if you have online presence on different outlets like Yelp, TripAdvisor, depending on your industry, but other websites that you're showing up in, make sure address, business name of the business, phone numbers, even descriptions of what you do is aligned everywhere, because you don't want to flag AI when it's scanning and then it has misalignment. It might not consider you as credible. So just make sure whatever it says about you is consistent. Now, I'm not going to leave you without a gift. You can scan this QR code to find out for free within seconds how likely it is for your brand to show up on ChatGPT. And I will also share the link in the chat. You can scan this QR code, fill in your brand name so it knows, and then your email, and it'll run a quick test, and it'll tell you in your industry what is the score and likelihood for your business to show up on ChatGPT today. And of course, my email for any further questions. Happy to help.
Thank you.
And that's
Thank
it
you.
for
Thank
me.
you so much, Eden. That was short, that was spicy, that included lots of information. Let's see some feedback for Eden. On your screen is a poll. And that poll, we've asked 2 questions. The second one is most important. We've asked, would you like to connect with this speaker or learn more about their offer? If you do want to, please enter your name and your email address so we can connect you with the offer that has been provided by Eden today. After each speaker, you will see that pop up. And is there any questions in chat for Eden? We can take 1 or 2 questions for Eden. I don't know if I'm not seeing there's so much conversation. Is there any? My team will let me know if there's any question in chat. But in the meantime, Eden, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Generally, could you tell us how long does it take for a small business owner to see results or to build authority in answer engine optimization? Did I say that correctly? AEO?
Yes, answer engine optimization. Good student. Yes, we are seeing a much quicker results than traditional organic search. Between 3 to 6 months, businesses we work with already see some impact on their business and results.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you so much.
of
And
course.
everyone, let's thank Eden for delivering that silver talk for us. Thank you, Eden.
Thank you all.
Just to confirm, Colombo, you're quick with the spotlight, man. Um, we're recording, right? Just to confirm.
Yes, we're recording.
Okay, thank you. Without further ado, I'll jump to our next presenter. Just to confirm, yes, I think I see in chat, we do have Rada is here with us. Awesome. So our next presenter is often referred to as a Swiss Army knife because of her sharp and versatile skills. Rada has spent her professional career using those skills to help others succeed. As a serial social entrepreneur, she has founded multiple companies and has partnered with several organizations that have a required common principle, community. Creating and building connected community aligns with why she felt a calling to be an entrepreneur. She owns a boutique public relations and marketing agency, a commercial photography company, a candle and skincare line, and an online consignment shop. In addition, she's the author of a children's book with a second one already in the works. And her latest endeavor is being the founder and editor-in-chief of 1865 magazine, a multicultural curated lifestyle publication set to launch, which was launched in 2025. In her spare time, she is a self-proclaimed foodie. And Rada is going to take us through how to use PR opportunities to get new customers. Let us welcome her warmly. Hello, Rada. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon. Hello to everybody. So first of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be in this space. I want to say thank you to Ahmed, who actually put in for me to even be here today. And that's what this is about. It's community. And so I'm always grateful and thankful for community and to meet new faces. So again, thank you guys so much. And I try to keep things, interactive and exciting so that you all don't feel like you're going down a rabbit hole of statistics and information, but something you can walk away with. And so thank you so much for my introduction. And we'll just go ahead. I mean, if you could follow me around and say that, that'd be great. But we're going to go ahead into today's session, which is how do you take PR or public relations for you, your brand, and then turn that into sales? And oftentimes, that's a question that we get a lot in the industry because people don't always see the value or the worth in that in terms of how it correlates to sales or marketing. So first we have to just define what is public relations. And public relations is how your brand is perceived, experienced, and talked about, especially by people who are not you. It is public relations. It is what the public thinks, sees, conveys, relays, tells, talks, shares about you and your brand. So it's not just a press release. It's not just a buzzword. It is so much more. And it really should be part of your marketing and part of your sales. It will include media coverage, messaging, reputation, and the stories that shape how the public sees you. So when you think about public relations, oftentimes people don't realize the impact that public relations actually has. So I'm going to put up a statistic here, and then we'll do this in order. Okay. So this number here is pretty staggering, but it goes right into how impactful public relations is. 92% of people trust earned media more than traditional advertising. And that's through Nielsen Media in terms of where the statistics come. And the reason why that is so profound is because a lot of people are going to spend a lot of money in marketing. They're going to spend money in sales. They're going to spend money in advertising. I'm doing Facebook ads. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you've got to get the trust from the person. So how does one get the trust? Earned media drives 4 times more brand lift than paid media. So when you're going, what is earned media? Earned media is when you have an article, a story that's written or shared by publications where you did not have to pay to play. So P2P is oftentimes the term that's used. And so that means you have to pay for that story. And you're supposed to say that you paid for it, but oftentimes people don't think about it. And we're not going to talk about that part today. But the reason why this number is so profound is because, again, 92% of your consumers, your customers, your potential customers are going to trust earned media more than traditional advertising. So where do you get earned media? What does that even mean? And I agree, Sierra, we say to pay to play if we can. Earned media basically means, again, when trusted sources are going to be legacy. Legacy publications are places like New York Times. It's going to be Forbes. It's going to be Fast Company. It's Vogue. It's Southern Living. There are a lot of what we call outlets that have been in business for years. And so that's national. And then you can have what's called regional. So regional would be magazines that focus on a geographical area, where it could be the Southeast, it could be the Midwest. And then you have publications that are what you would call hyperlocal. Hyperlocal is going to be like your local newspaper, your local television station, and it'll be magazines that are within a certain zip code or a certain area code. When you were thinking about these statistics, what I want you all to consider again is not that one thing is bad over another when it comes to, say, paying for advertising or marketing. It is the goal of taking your PR and then reframing it to use for sales. So I'm going to use an example. When Airbnb first came out, I'm sure, and I tried to pick a brand everybody would know. When Airbnb literally first came out, and they were telling people that they wanted you to more or less go into somebody's house, right? You were going to go online, you were going to book your stay, and you're going to stay at someone's house. First of all, that's crazy. Like who's going to want to go? Like I was thinking, you want me to do what? And you want me to stay where? So you want me to book a stay at someone's house. I don't know them. I've never been in their home. I don't know anything about these people. And I'm going to go there and spend the night in their home and pay for that experience. And that left so many questions. And of those questions, a lot of people had for this wasn't that it was the visibility per se. It wasn't that people didn't know about Airbnb because they were doing ad placements on Facebook and Instagram. They were putting in the work, but it was the fact that people had issues with trust, meaning you didn't know anything about the homes, who was the host, who was the homeowner, what town were they in, were they next door to perhaps a bar, a club that's staying open till 5 a.m. Those were things you needed to know in order to be able to determine if you were going to stay. So Airbnb actually did a lot of PR where they did a lot of pitching and focused on how they could converge from lack of trust and turn that into trust. So what they did when they pitched is they focused coverage that talked about real experiences, safety, and connection. And over time, because they were published in publications like New York Times, Forbes, Fast Company, they were on television, they were on podcasts, they were literally in so many spaces that by the time you went to the website and you were to look around, they had answered a lot of those questions that a consumer would have about a product, a service, or a brand, which is, I can trust this company because New York Times talked about it. I can trust this company because Forbes talked about it. So when you are thinking about media and how to convert that into sales, it's not just that it's getting the media. The media helps you to build trust. The media helps you with credibility. So when you have publications, even if it's your local publication or your local television station, it is helping you to build trust. Trust is where people and consumers buy. People buy from who they trust, or at least a brand that they feel that they can trust if it checks off the boxes. And that's what you want to do with your PR. So it shifted Airbnb's coverage, shifted the perception. They went from risky to relatable. And that's how you're going to use your PR mentions to go from, I don't know anything about this company, I don't know anything about this person, to, oh, she's relatable because she's from my hometown. Or she's relatable because she's a mom who started a company because her child was sick or her child had eczema. Those are things that allow the consumer to connect with you, to build trust and to build community. And those are ways that you would actually convert your PR or public relations into sales. I'm not sure how much time I have left. So one of the things I wanted to now move into would be, how do we figure out what turns consumers and customers into, how do we determine our PR and how that translates into sales for you to turn those into customers? So one of the things that you want to do is ask, where does the proof show up before I ask for the sale? So for instance, when you are thinking about PR and when a person is coming to your company or to your website or hearing about you, where are the receipts? How does a person know that you are who you say you are? That's how PR can translate for you. Are you being talked about in places that your customer already trusts or exists? So for instance, if you have a product that's geared towards mothers, you'd want to be in spaces and you want to be talked about in spaces where other moms are talking. And then what happens after someone discovers you or your brand? How can a person take those media mentions and those stories and those articles and those podcasts and learn more about you from a more intimate way? Because again, PR is about framing. It's framing the story. And at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're not pushing a product or a service. You are actually reframing and telling a story. Why do you do what you do? Why does that matter to the consumer? Where are you located? Why would that matter to the consumer? What are you doing in the community that shifts or changes the perspectives? So again, everything is about the story, the founder, the story behind the product, not just the product. These are questions that you can ask each time. So now the next question would be, okay, so I've got PR. What do I do with it once you get it? Or maybe you don't have PR. If you have PR, it should be almost everywhere. It should be pinned at the top of your social media. It should be what people see when they first come to your page. If you have on Instagram the ability to build out a link, it should be within a link. If you have other things going on Instagram, which you should have access to your website, it should have a lot of things, make sure that you build out a link tree or some way for people to connect. You should be repurposing your PR. And by repurposing, you don't just have to share it that one time. A good story, a really good story, does not have an expiration date. Therefore, you can continue to use it as part of your sales. You should be able to put it in your signature on your email. One of the ways that I help my clients is we create a press kit, and that puts a lot of information into one place. Another way that you can use it is put it in your bio. If you have any media mentions, I think that that's really incredible. Heavy names, Pixar, Walt Disney, those hold weight. And so when you are talking about yourself and you are trying to leverage your credibility and your trust within your area of expertise, legacy brands help. So it's almost like Frank's hot sauce. Put it everywhere. You should have it everywhere. And if you are trying to connect with me, this is where you can find me. There's my email address, and LinkedIn is the best place where I'm checking more often. And I will tell you guys, I do have an incentive that I want to give here. But before I go, I do want to say that I think for a lot of people think that PR is just about getting attention, or that it's making sure that when people find you that they kind of already believe in you. Public relations is not just how people perceive you. It's also how you connect and how you build community. Public relations is the ability for people to, again, come back and feel like they know you in a way that you are okay and open with sharing. And so you use it again to keep people talking about you. And that's why you want to reframe. I always say you can take one story or one part of your story and you can push it out and create 3 or 4 or 5 different scenarios depending upon the audience. So it's not that you have to keep sharing the exact same story. You take the core parts of who you are, which is your foundation. And from that, as you decide, like a house, what room do you want to build in your house? What room do you want to decorate? If it's the kitchen, you wouldn't talk about a toilet when you're talking about your kitchen, right? The toilet goes in the bathroom, and the kitchen is going to be your stove and your refrigerator. So when you're thinking about your foundation, which is your home, which has a lot of different rooms, it's still you. You are your home. You make up your home. And that's what you want to do for PR. Each time you're going out is to take the portions of who you are and frame it for your audience so that they connect. And if any of you would like to just talk through PR in terms of how to best leverage your story, you can connect with me and I will help you through an audit to help you to make sure that you're on the right path for where you are, and is your story and are you PR aligned and ready to be able to share your story and leverage it for sales?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's give some emojis, some love to Rada. Thank you. And as usual, the poll is on your screen with 2 questions. The second question is where you would enter your email address and your name. And if you'd like your phone number, we will connect you with Rada directly. Thank you for an insightful presentation.
Thank you.
I don't know about everyone else, but I was taking notes. You mentioned building links, your link tree, share and repurpose your content, your email signature, your press kit, media mentions in your bio. And by media mentions, guys, if you write an article for small news, please put it in your bio. Please repost it, repurpose it, share it, so that you can be found and you can be seen as an authority. Thank you, Rada. That was very insightful. You gave us more than one, and we love that. So how many tips do we have in our notes so far? We've had 2 speakers. We should have notes so far on how many tips to find customers and close sales. Let me confirm, is Daya here?
Here.
Of course he is. He never disappoints. Friends, help me to welcome Daya. Daya Ottley is a seasoned podcast coach. He's a voice communicator. He's a voice communication coach, a media professional with a proven track record of helping people turn their message into meaningful platform. For the past 7 years, he has worked closely with solopreneurs and coaches, helping them launch podcasts from ground up and position them to attract clients, to grow their business and increase their visibility. Daya is backed by over 15 years of experience in radio, including leadership as a radio production manager and hosting his own sponsored radio show. Daya combines industry knowledge, communication expertise, and business strategy to help others launch with confidence and purpose. So if you are in the space for podcasts, Daya is going to take us through how to turn your podcast into a magnet for customers. Welcome, Daya.
Thank you very much, Sashni. Good morning, everybody. So if you essentially thought about using your voice to make money, then you probably say, I don't think so. I want to talk to you today about how you could use your podcast as a magnet for customers. And is everybody seeing my screen?
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Okay, great. Okay, great. All right. So the first thing we want to know is that podcasts are becoming one of the most popular forms of consumption among all ages. Well, I wouldn't say all, not a 3-year-old or so, but definitely a lot of people are consuming podcasts more and more. And stats continue to show that this is increasing every single year. So this is some information that we have. Over 73% of people within the US alone, this is not considering other countries in the world, and we have millions of others outside, people from age 12 and up consume podcasts monthly. So here are the stats. About 70% of people listen to a podcast. And then you have 51% that watch a podcast because podcasts are becoming more and more popular on video. Then you have 73% of the whole group of people consuming podcasts on both audio and video. This is about 210 million people in the US alone. And then every month you have about 55% of the population listening to podcasts. This is a huge number and it continues to increase. Now let's take a look at investors and marketers and where they actually put their money. So in 2023, you had $1.9 billion of marketing spent in advertising on a podcast. It said in 2026, marketers are looking to increase to about 2.6 billion. So that's the amount of money overall that will be spent in advertising on a podcast. That means you have like 91% of marketers that are planning to increase their investments. We just heard about advertising, about being genuine, not just a paid ad, but you yourself. And people want authenticity. That's what they're looking for. So you being authentic, that's what marketers want, and that's where they're putting their money. You have social media influencers who are doing the same things. So you want to consider the fact that people are looking for podcasts that relate to their brand and their product to place their money. Now, we want to think about the fastest win for your business. What can you do right now? One of the things you want to think about is building trust. And we just heard about the whole issue of PR. You want to build trust and authenticity, which would lead to people inquiring about you. And then you want to have a consultation with them, and then bam, you have a close your sale. So this is important for you to think about. Think about the fact that you want to build trust, make sure that people start to inquire, and then there will be a consultation, and then you will figure out how you close your sale. Now, your podcast is a sales magnet. We have that lead generation. Think of something inside of your podcast that will draw people in. You also want to be an authority. If it is you sell chicken, you don't want to say, hey, I sell squirrels. You want to make sure that you are speaking about the thing that you know best. Then you want to make sure that you're educating your clients. Be sure that you tell them something of value, just pretty much like we're doing right here. This is great value. So Silver Lining is doing just this because we're giving value to all our clients. And then you're building brand trust. And after that, you want to make sure that your referral system can grow. So the thing that's very important for you to pay attention to, and this is where you want to take notes, this is where you would put into action building a podcast that actually attracts clients. You want to make sure that you answer customer questions. So if you have an email feedback where people are asking questions, or social media where people are asking things, speak to that inside of your episode. Then you want to make sure you have titles that people can find. You don't want to have something like turkeys that run around with no wings or something like that. Think of something that would connect with people. Make sure that there's one goal you want to achieve inside of your podcast, so plan that in advance. Then you also want to make sure that there's a clear call to action. What do you want people to do at the end of it? What's the action you want people to take to connect with you? Make sure that you could repurpose your content. Don't just have it living there. So you could use it as social media clips, as an email, as a blog. You can create all of that. You can use your transcription notes and begin to generate something from it. And then you want to make sure that your guests are people that are relevant to your podcast and to what you do. So if you're selling cars, or if you have some sort of jewelry line, then you want to make sure that you have guests that will kind of align with that, or people that would be able to speak to what you want to promote. So that's important. And then one of the last things you want to focus on is the quality of your podcast. Make sure you have a good quality mic. Don't use the microphone on your laptop. Not really advisable. A quiet space. You don't want the kids running around in the background while you're recording. Make sure quality camera, because we're thinking about video, and good lighting. You don't want to just see your eyebrows alone inside of the video and nothing else. So you want to be sure that you have that. A backdrop should be decent, because you don't want to make sure you see all your clothes hanging up in your bedroom when you're recording, unless of course that's the nature of your podcast, then go all ahead. Energy and pace is important. You want to make sure that you have good energy and you're pacing your podcast. You don't want to sound dead and slow when you're delivering it, because people want to connect with you. Make sure that when you're interviewing, it is is on point. So practice that. Practice pulling out the right questions. Be sure that your introduction and your outro of your podcast is clean and crisp and it sends the message. A lot of people would listen, but in the first 3 seconds decide if they want to continue to listen. Editing and mastering, make sure that the quality, the levels of your podcast are clear and rich, and that would be important for people finding you. And lastly, make sure that there's a call to action in your show notes. Connect with me here, do this here, get this offer here. That is very important. All right. So that is essentially what I'm literally dealing with. This would be the final offer I am offering to everyone if it is you want to connect. A great deal for you if it is you would like to meet with me and I could take you through your podcast and what you want to do in building your podcast. This is for a limited time only. It's the value of it is a lot more, but I'm certainly offering this for silvers only. All right, so that's it for me. Over to you, Sashni.
Thank you. Let's show some love to Daya. Now, Daya, I know offhand that there are at least 4 members of our community that you've helped with their podcast. What are some common issues that you see when it comes to persons who are working with podcasts?
Some common issues would be the very thing of not knowing where to place their message. So trying to find out their right audience and the message, working with them on that was very, very valuable. Being sure, and then just from the get-go, producing the introduction to say, this is what this podcast is about is huge.
Thank you. And I know, Daya, you don't take on too many customers all at once. So I see
Correct.
that your offer expires this Friday at midnight.
Yeah.
So until then, everyone, if you want to be connected with Daya, the poll is on the screen, enter your information. Even if you're not a silver, not a member of our community, we will connect you with Daya and many more. So enter your information so we can reach out to you. Let's show some love to Daya. Thank you, Daya. We love you and appreciate you.
Same here.
Awesome. Remember, enter your information, poll on screen. Okay, our next speaker. Am I freezing?
Oh, you're not.
Oh,
We're good.
it was so quiet. Okay, thank you. So our next speaker, we love her terribly. She is a staple in our community. She helps lots of you have been coached by Hope. Lots of you have received assistance with your business. But Hope Trory is the founder and CEO of HOPEWORKSDESIGN, where she helps mission-driven professional service firms generate high-quality leads through SEO, partnerships, and strategic online marketing systems. She has a background in architecture. She brings a systems-driven approach to marketing that helps business owners move from scattered efforts to consistent growth. Please help me to warmly welcome our friend or supporter, Hope Trory. Over to you, Hope.
Thank you so much. That's an awesome intro. Love it. Yeah, so I'm Hope, and many of you probably are familiar with me on some level. And for everyone that's new to me, hello, awesome to meet you. And I have something great for you today. So before we dive in, I have a little poll. I'm going to put it in the chat. And basically, I just want you to put 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat based on where you are right now. So if you need leads like today, put a 1. If you have leads coming in, but you want them to be more consistent, put a 2. If you're just not sure what to do or you're feeling stuck, put a 3. And if you're like, I've tried all the things and it don't work, put a 4. I just want to see where we are. Lots of 1s, good amount of 2s and 3s. Ooh, and some 4s. Okay, okay, okay. Keep it coming in. Ooh, there's more and more 3s. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Okay. All right. That gives me a really good idea about where you are. And so, what we're going to do for today's presentation, I'm going to share my screen and jump in here. So, I just want to tell you right now, you don't need more marketing. Like you need to do things, you need to take action, but you don't need more marketing. All you need right now is just one channel that works, one channel to get your leads and to turn those leads into sales, right? Because that simplifies everything. If things feel overwhelming, if you feel like I've tried all the things, nothing seems to work, or I have no idea what to do, I don't even know what to do to take a forward step, just clear your mind all about marketing and just pick one thing. And to help you choose what one thing you need to do, let's go over it. So, for online marketing, you've got ads, you've got SEO, you have media, you have content, right? Most people, and the mistake I see all the time is everyone trying to do everything at once. And that is the easiest and quickest way to go to overwhelm and to get stuck there, right? And that includes marketers. Like everyone does it, but then you figure out, oh, I'm doing a little bit too much. So, what really matters is picking something, making sure that channel works, and working that channel consistently, right? Because marketing works, but you need to figure out your own special sauce, right? What's your particular strategy for your business that works? And one key and quick thing to do is to figure out what your needs really are. So if you were a one in the chat, if you need leads like yesterday, then you want to do ads or collaborations because those are about speed, right? Quickly getting leads. If you were a two in the chat, then you need something that's sustainable. So you're getting leads, but you need them to be more consistent. You want to get rid of the feast and famine, things like SEO. And just so you're aware, whenever I talk about SEO in today's session, I'm talking about traditional SEO and also AI SEO, okay? But that's your sustainable uh attractor, right? So leads are coming in because of the content that you've optimized. And when you've done right, you have leads coming in all the time. Traffic is continuing to go up and come to your website and check out your offers and take action on your website, right? So sign up for things, download things, book you, whatever actions you want people to take. And then if you're looking for more trust and visibility, that's what media is for. And I'm taking a very comprehensive, very open view of when I say media. For me, media does include what you would think of, which is, publications, TV media, radio media, um, being mentioned in various magazines and industry publication, things like that, right? But it also means podcasts and partnerships and being featured in other online places that are not necessarily traditional media, right? So that's about building trust and visibility, which you can quickly turn into new leads and sales. So the issue generally that people have is not that you're choosing something wrong, it's just you're trying to do all the things at once before you know what really works well for your business. So let's fix that today. So I want you to do, this is your action I want you to take. I want you to pick one thing. So based on what you really need right now in this moment, if you need leads yesterday, go with ads if you have a budget for ads, right? Like that's the caveat, you need a budget. But ads is super fast because as soon as you set up, it could be a really simple campaign. As soon as you set it up and get it working, you can have leads and sales coming in. However, you need money to be able to make that happen. So if you don't quite have the budget for ads, the other option for leads yesterday are collaborations. So with collaborations, something really, really basic, really simple. It could be, hey, potential collaborator, I'm pitching you to share my awesome, cool, super valuable freebie with your audience. I'll do the same for you. And as long as you pick the right partner and you send that partner the email copy that they'll need to send to their audience, so you make sure your positioning is correct, then you can have leads as soon as that goes out. So depending on the size of your partner's audience and their typical click-through rates, which you ask them for before you do the partnership, you can have anywhere from 10 new leads to 50 new leads, 100 new leads, 200 new leads, like and above, right? Super fast. And it doesn't take much. If you already have a lead magnet to use, you have everything in place. You just need to go find your collaborator. So, and then for if you are thinking, okay, well, I have leads, it's feast or famine. Sometimes they all come in at once and then I get nothing for months, or it's consistent, but it's too low to sustain my business. I need more and I need more consistency. Then look into SEO. And again, SEO meaning traditional SEO and AI SEO. And you can start with just one thing. So if you decide that's your channel, the one thing you need to do to start this week is to create one piece of content that is optimized for SEO and for AI, right? So that one piece of content is your stepping stone. And then you do more, you build upon it. So you do another piece and another piece and another piece, right? And over time, you will start to see more traffic coming to your website and that traffic converting into leads and sales. And then if you're really more concerned about visibility and trust building and doing so in a quick way, then you need to think about places to pitch for that visibility opportunities. So again, there's pitching for mentions in the media, whether it's traditional or unconventional. There's also, pitching to be a guest on a podcast, to be a speaker at a summit, a speaker on some stage in some manner, doesn't have to be a summit. Pitching for other types of collaborations and partnerships. So maybe you can host a private training for your partner's audience. So it's exclusive, right? Something like that. But either way, it's a way to get in front of someone else's audience for a time, provide value, serve them well so that they become your new leads, that become your new sales or clients, right? And so one action step I would love for you to take is just to decide based on how you're feeling today, what you know about your business, where you are with your needs for your business, which one of these actions can you take? Are you going to say, okay, I've got some money to put aside and to do an ad campaign, I'm going to do that. Or I'm going to reach out and do a simple collaboration because I can get leads like next week if we send out those emails, right? Or I really want to go into double down and lean in to SEO. So I'm going to write my first piece of optimized content this week. Or I want to get more visibility. So I'm going to write a pitch for getting on someone's podcast, right? To be a guest on someone's podcast. Either way, pick one thing and just commit to that this week so we can take some action, right? Together.
Give me your hand.
All right.
Give me your
I
hand.
love that.
Thank you.
So again, one thing, just pick one thing to do, take one action and do it this week. And then you're going to repeat. And so next week, you're going to do one more thing. And then a week after that, one more thing. But this is the week that you start. And we're going to, again, the whole point is to narrow down. We're not going to overwhelm ourselves and get too complicated. We make a commitment to the one thing and we do that one thing this week. We can cross that off our list and feel really good. No overthinking, no wondering if this is the best strategy, if you should be doing something else. No, do this one thing and see how well it works before you go on and try other things, right? Because there's no real such thing as a perfect marketing strategy or marketing plan. What works well, what's perfect is the thing that gets implemented. So if you're just planning and you're never implementing, then you're not going to get anywhere, right? So if you would like a bit of extra help with my help specifically with this, I'm actually doing a live workshop tomorrow. And it's called Build Your Q2 Client Pipeline Plan. And what we're doing is taking this idea a step further and mapping out a clear plan for consistent leads and clients for you for this quarter. So it's going to be based on your goals, your capacity, what actually makes sense for you and your business. And I'm there to answer your questions, as they come up throughout the workshop. But you will leave the workshop with a concrete plan and next step actions on what to do and exactly how to do it, right? So if you'd like to do that, I'll put a link in the chat. I'll also put in a couple of links if you would like to do some other things, like if you just want to book a one-on-one call with me, or I have an ACE quiz that's really great with helping you discover, where are some weak points in your business that you can easily fix. So
Can you be sure to first put the link in chat so
yes,
if persons want to register for your event tomorrow? Please put that link in chat. So let's draw attention to that. If you'd like to register for Hope's event tomorrow, please go ahead and do so. Now, as usual, if you want to connect with this speaker, there is a poll on screen. Enter your email address, your name. Doesn't matter if you're already a member for community or not, just enter your email address, name, and we will send that introductory email and let you know how to connect with this speaker. Thank you so much, Hope. You are, as usual, a wealth of knowledge, and we appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Our next speaker, Cherie, are you here?
I'm here.
She's here, guys. For all the time we've had this partnership, Cherie, this is your first time. I don't know why that is, but let's fix it. So, friends, if you know, then that Silver Lining has a small business marketplace. Our small business marketplace is where our community gets listed. And I won't go into details. I'll allow Cherie to do that. But before I do so, let me introduce Cherie Edilson. She is the founder and CEO of Member Marketplace, which is an AI-powered platform that's helping businesses and communities to post, to sell, to connect, and to grow. With over 55 marketplaces in 30 states across the US, over 8,000 businesses, and over 60,000 products sold. We are proud to partner with Member Marketplace. I'll hand over to Cherie, and she will tell you how we can use the Member Marketplace, the small marketplace, to get leads for our business. Over to you, Cherie.
Thank you, Sashini. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to share what we've been working on and how you guys can engage and be a part of what we're building for small businesses. One thing I want to say, I started out as a small business owner too. I sold my hair bows at farmers markets. I got into a few retails and sold online. And I know that small businesses are disconnected. We're all doing our own individual pieces. There's not one master group to unite us. There's a lot of different small groups. So we have Silver Lining as uniting businesses that way. In your own community, you might be a part of a chamber of commerce, maybe your city economic development organization. How do we unify small businesses together and bring bigger power? Because together we're half of at least the US, the gross domestic product. So how do we unify together? And one way that we're doing that, you can find on the small news website right here on the Buy Small platform. It links over to our site. So Buy Small is a platform with Silver Lining to help discover, find, connect, support, buy from small businesses right now within the Silver Lining community, but it's open and expanding to businesses beyond just Silver Lining. So if you're not a part of Silver Lining, there's still an opportunity for you. If you are a part of Silver Lining, can you give a heart or a thumbs up or something so I can start to see how many of us that may be already? Because many of you may already have a shop on the site and you should have gotten a notification on it. You should have been able to go in and update your profile. But one of the pieces is we know not everybody has. So I want to go over what it is and how to utilize it. I've got a couple of quick slides here, but then I want to go into a little bit more of a demo. The marketplace is more than just a business directory. So at its very least, you could think of it as like, hey, who's a small business near me? Who's a business that I want to support? And you can go on to Buy Small. You can search for accounting, see what businesses potentially pop up for accounting, whether it's their business itself or their posts. Maybe you want to see in a map who might be near you. And so since Silver Lining has businesses all across the US, you can actually go through and find what businesses are there. You can narrow down by specific categories to find businesses and see where let's go to coaches and consultants. So you can see here in the US, there are several ones and learn a little bit more about who that might be. You'll see there's some different affiliations and things that Silver Lining is adding to certain businesses. So I know when some of you meet certain metrics and goals, you're going to get a different badge, which helps you get filtered and found in different ways. So a few different affiliations on there. It is a place for you to share your updates. So it is a very quick resource for you to say, hey, I have a new product. I have an event coming up. We offer this service to this community, and here's how you can sign up. And it is a way for you to come in and specifically post your offerings here in the platform. So this is my test business, my fake one here on the front end. But I'm in my business profile and I have the opportunity just to add my logo, add my general information, If I have a website, I can actually find and pull in some details from my website, fill in a short description, add my business category address, put in my socials. And one of the nice features here is this keywords section. So maybe people don't know your business exists yet, but they know they need accounting, or they know they need a coach, or they know they need X, Y, and Z. You can click to add keywords based on your business profile already, and it's going to look and find some of those for you and fill it in. Maybe, let's say payroll services. You don't do payroll. You can delete some are there, or you can put additional keywords. When people search the marketplace, you're going to come up not only for your business name, not only potentially for your category, not only for the posts that you've made, but then also those keywords to help people find you. So it's really important that you put those into your profile. The other benefit, again, where we're beyond just a directory, is where you can actually add a post to share your offerings. So you'll see here some businesses have already done that. Girl Co Media, I think she's actually posted several times, if I remember. Yeah, right now she's got promotions and specials. She's got announcements, services, any of her offerings she's posting here in the marketplace. And why would you do that? Not only does it help you be found through the marketplace, so people who know about the marketplace might be coming here searching, browsing. Beyond that, every single post, so not only your individual profile, but every single post you make is SEO indexable. So people might not even know about the marketplace. They might not know about your business, but every time you post, you're creating another way to be found when somebody's searching for your offerings in Google. Beyond that, now with AI, as I know we're already talking about, all of our data is structured, so it's AI readable. So we have it put in a format that AI, ChatGPT, Claude could start to pull from your offerings in the marketplace as well. So it's super simple for you to come in and make a post. You can click add new post. There's just a few things for you to enter. And on my presentation, I wanted to say, we want to make sure it's clear and descriptive of what you offer. So you don't want to just say spring sale. Nobody's searching Google for a spring sale. They're coming for that, and that's going to pull up all sorts of different things. Is it relevant to your business? But I could say 20% off of landscaping services in Marion, Iowa. That's going to be very specific. So if somebody's looking for that, it's going to pop up as a promotion, as a sale. It's going to be specific to my community. It's going to have the landscaping that I might be looking for. I want you to include keywords that people might naturally think about as they're looking for your services in the title and in the description in the body. And it answers a need. So people are needing lawn care services. They are needing accounting. Maybe they want somebody to seed their lawn weekly, whatever that might be. But I want you to be very specific about what it is that you are posting in there, because that's going to drive not only results, again, through the marketplace, but when people search online for your offering. One more piece that we added in recently that I think is super helpful. Maybe you're not sure what to post. Maybe you have no idea. We've created this create a post with AI. You can generate a draft post from the information we already know about your business, and we've structured it in a way to have in some of those keywords, what's in it for the person that's searching, or you can draft one from your prompt. Maybe you have a special coming up this weekend and you're offering 20% off if they sign up before. Enter the data that you know, and then it will structure it for you in a way that it's going to auto post to the marketplace. So I'm going to click one here, generate a draft post from my business info. It's looking, it's finding data from what it knows about me and my fake business here, and it's in financial consulting that guides you. So it's putting it all in structured data. If I want to come in, I can edit the post further. And one of the things in here is you have a call to action. So somebody can click and go contact us right away, sign up for your business, register for your event, whatever it is, there's a call to action. We're tracking all of those metrics on the back end. So my test business here probably doesn't have any analytics yet because I just started it today. But you'll be able to see every time somebody clicks on your profile, how many times they viewed your post, how many times they've clicked your links, they've gone to your site. And then as the overall community, we can see how many leads and activity we're helping to drive back for every individual business. You'll see that there's some upgrades in here. So we know businesses maybe don't have time to post. Do you want us to post for you? We have an option to be able to make sure you're active and visible, because the other side of that, which is exciting, as this community grows, there is a weekly post digest that goes out to every single user on the site. So again, you don't have to know this customer ahead of time. You don't have to know if they're looking for your services. You just have to post, and your content goes out to every other business on the site, all the other signed up users, to share your offerings. If they like it, they'll come back and click. And we see about, depending on the site, anywhere from like 8 to 15% of weekly traffic is coming back just from the digests alone of people who have clicked and looked into those offerings. So it's going to boost your visibility again on the platform, on the site, and then we have some other options to upgrade if you want to be featured at the top of your category. If you want to have more than one link in your post, if you want to schedule your posts out, there's some other options to upgrade, and we're continuously looking for ways to offer more benefits to your business. So how do we push and pull from your social media? That's one of the things we're working on right now. So one last piece. If you know you want to support small businesses, that's your medium, and your keywords come into this as well. You can make a request. Maybe you're looking for, let's stick with accounting services. You don't want to go through and contact and reach out to every single accountant. You can make a request and say, hey, I'm looking for an accountant that specializes in X, Y, and Z. Pick a category. Give any specifics. I would love to stay under $1,000 a month, $100 a month. I need somebody just to update my books for me. Whatever you're looking for, when do you need it by? Do you have a budget? And you can submit it. We'll review. And if everything's good, it's actually going to spit out your request to the other businesses on the site that can meet your need. So that's where the keywords also come into play. Once you have those in there, it's going to match you up with people who are looking for your services. So my call to action right now is go to, Sashini, if you want to pop it in the chat.
Absolutely. So it's our small business marketplace. The link is in chat right now.
Perfect. And head over to sign up. So if you're not yet signed up, go to sign up, request a business account, pop in your information. If we've already added you and you haven't yet claimed it, we'll match you up. If you are registering for a new account, we'll get you approved. And come in and make your first post this week. So it's super simple. You don't even have to know what to do. Just make it with AI if you're not even sure, or make it with AI and then edit and enhance it. But get active, because businesses that post in the marketplace, we did a study recently, versus those that just have a business profile in there, they get 176 times more engagement. People who view their posts, view their offerings, click to their social, go to their website, get those leads that come in from Google or a search. So make sure that you are posting at least once a week in the platform, sharing a new offering, a new relevant seasonal timely update.
So just one addition to that, the first step to getting on the marketplace, Colombo is gonna put a poll on the screen right now. We will have to add you to the marketplace. So what we'd want you to do is to, if you're a member of our community, great. If you are not a member of our community, but you want to be on the marketplace, we will personally send you the information you need. So the poll on screen asks, would you like your business to be listed on the marketplace? If you want your business to be listed on our small business marketplace, which is a global marketplace, so it's not US centric, Cherie, if you could just show us the view of on the marketplace, the map view. We're very proud of the map view, guys. So on our marketplace, you can view the map view where you're able to see businesses by location. So if you could tell us what we're looking at here, Cherie.
Yep. So this is businesses from all across the US, and you can click in and see a specific business, who it is, view more information about them. And if they have posts, so Casper Road Solutions, if you're on here, this is where there's only so much information if you don't have a post. They have to go to your website to learn more. There's a little bit here. They can directly message you if this is enough to get them there. But every single post is going to drive more curiosity, more intention, more, oh, she might meet my needs for what I need to do. So make sure you not only have a profile, but you want to have those posts in there as well, because that's where you're going to actually drive more engagement to your site.
Yeah, Cherie, one of the small businesses on the marketplace recently told me in detail, she was very excited that someone apparently came on the marketplace, a random person, and searched for a business that sells soaps. And she got that notification in her email. She wasn't logged on to the marketplace or anything. So essentially, when you're on the marketplace, you get leads that come directly to your inbox.
Directly. So if you get a lead, if somebody messages you, you'll get a notification to your inbox that says, hey, you have a new lead, and it'll prompt you to go back in and log in and connect with them. Or even if somebody made a request and it matches your keywords, you'll get that notification and you can decide if you want to bid on it, if it meets what you do, and you can go in and directly message through the site. So you don't have to be logged into here. We want this to be a tool, but not something like you're addicted to and have to scroll. How do you get leads quickly, share your offerings quickly, and then get back to work?
Exactly. Thank you so much. So we do have over 100 persons in the room. I've seen that 25 persons have asked to be on the marketplace. And by entering your information in the poll that's on your screen, if you have not yet done so, please enter your name, email address. We will handle, right after this session, we will handle the connecting of you to the marketplace and make the process seamless for you. So please go ahead and do that. And thank you so much. Let's give Cherie some love for presenting for us. We appreciate you. We love the marketplace and look forward to a lengthy partnership with Member Marketplace.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cherie. Now let me jump over to our next speaker because we are catching up on time here. Okay, so our next speaker, we're very excited about. Our next speaker is our very own Ted Reiniger. Ted is a seasoned sales leader, and Ted is Chief Customer Officer at Silver Lining with over 30 years of experience building and scaling businesses. He began his career at IBM before joining a transportation startup where he played a key role in growing the company across Western Canada. Throughout his career, Ted has combined strong sales execution and a deep commitment to community, supporting initiatives that empower women and children. Today, Ted works with business leaders like yourself and teams to help them strengthen culture, drive revenue, and close more sales. He's also the founder of the Legacy Plus Club, an initiative focused on connecting resources to underserved communities globally. And Ted is, we call him Father Ted because we love him so much. Hi, Ted. Over to you, Ted.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to go really quickly in this for the sake of time because I really want to hear the rest of the speakers. We do a monthly hit list session. So all of you that have any more interest in hit list, whether you're a silver or not, sign up for the next monthly hit list and we will go into detail. Gabriel, if you could show the dates and whatever, and then anybody come, it'll be great. It's very interactive and fun. Hit list is a lot of people resist hit list because it feels very manual. It feels like the results are low. And we all want to use all the technology to get everything done and make it easy and quick and simple. Hit list is amazing. Hit list is amazing. It is a very manual, it is a very labor intensive and maybe even low percentage. Well, it is low percentage. It's a numbers game, but it has so many benefits in addition to looking to connect with so many people. The hidden benefits of hit list are you're going to learn emotional regulation. You're going to allow your brain to activate and be creative. You're going to learn resilience. You're going to improve communication skills, verbal and written. You're going to have an opportunity to connect with a ton of people. It is deeply grounded in behavior change. Everything you have to do to be successful in small business works in the hit list. You learn how to build trust with people because of your consistency. Even if they don't answer you back, you are learning how to build trust with people. You become a master at explaining your value and what you do in very short periods of time. So you might be in a coffee lineup, and in 7 or 8 seconds, you can give a quick introduction into what you do. So there's a ton of those things, and we go into those in our hit list session. So I just want to do a really quick meditation with you all, really quick. You can put your pencils down for only 1 second or 1 minute, okay. When I think of the value my product or service gives to my customer, I feel hopefully you feel good. But how do you feel? You may feel it's a great value, but I can't explain it properly. Okay, so there's a good question. Number two, when I think of starting a conversation with a stranger in a lineup at the coffee shop, I feel could be a variety. Some talk to everybody, some have a hard time with it, and it's beautiful. And by the time you complete a hit list, you're going to get really good at that as a side benefit. And number three, when I think about calling a stranger to make a connection, I feel now that's where, for a lot of us, it gets a little rocky and a little rough because we don't feel comfortable in doing that. Now, hit list has been given a bad reputation because all we hear is the percentages are low. I get rejected. I get this. I get that. The percentages are low, but it is a numbers game, and it gives you all those other things that I explained about the side benefits. Now, where's my slide? This is going to where it's oh, you guys fixed it up. Where's my old written one? It was perfect. But anyway, I am a handwritten, old-fashioned kind of person. AI to me kind of is more like ancient intelligence, not artificial intelligence. But here's another question. What value do I offer my customers? What value does my product or service offer my customers? Okay, now think about that for a sec. Not what do you do, but what value do you bring? If you've got a cool new technology platform you're selling, you're not selling technology, or you may sell technology, but the value may be efficiency. So it's the value. You may sell an incredible skin line of all these products, but it helps get rid of eczema. So someone with eczema, the value to them is that they can get rid of that. So in a hit list, you become very clear what is the value. And when we're initiating cold calls to people, whether it's phone call, whether it's email, we're trying to portray simply our value. Not what we do, not all the great things about our company, the value we offer. And think of your own clients. What do they say to you about the product or service you give to them? What value do they say they're getting? That is the value we want to share with the world, because if it's valuable to the clients you have, there's hundreds of people out there, thousands that need your product or service, and hit list is one way to try to share it with them. Okay? Just maybe take a sec, write down 2 words. Joe said write down, 10 words to describe your business. Write down 2 words that would describe the value you give to your clients now, or the value your product or service gives. We need to be crystal clear what is our value. And here's another question. Do I believe 100% that my product or service does give value? That's very important to have the confidence to be reaching out cold. If you're not sure, we want to get sure. We can always be making improvements. It's never perfect, but are we confident that what we offer brings value? Okay? Hit list. We come up with, you decide how many you want to reach out to cold. And remember, this is an exercise in many things, not just finding some new clients. It's clarity, it's confidence. I love that. We all need to work on our confidence to reach out to people. So it takes a lot of diligence, it takes a lot of resilience, it takes a lot of planning, but those are beautiful things for our business in general. When we reach out to people, say we're going to reach out 7 times. Okay, well, let's start here. Potential contact. We are looking to connect with people. We're not looking to sell. We're not looking to make that sale in the first call. And if you do, wonderful. But we're not looking to sell. We're looking to connect with people. And even if it turns out they may not be your ideal client or they're not going to buy, if you can make that little connection, it's a beautiful thing humanly anyway. And you never know who that person knows. You look through this room, they probably all know 10 people that would be ideal clients for you, but you never know unless you reach out and talk to them. So it gives you all that opportunity. So you're not just getting a hold of the 10 or the 100 you're going to reach out to, you might be getting access to some of their network as well. So decide how many you want to start with. In silver, it shows go with 25, go with 50, go with 100. Go with something that is challenging to you. Probably 25 or 50 is a good start. 25 maybe to get it going. And what we're going to do is we're going to list the contact we're trying to reach out to, and then we're going to have 7 reach outs. Now you may decide to make it 5, but so you're going to write the potential you're going to look for, and then you're going to write the date and the type of outreach you're going to do. Now, the first one is very simple. It's probably going to be an email. Some you might just phone, and it's going to be the day you start. But you're going to commit to yourself, I'm starting today. And then, so you're going to send an email. And how you send your email, it's very simple. You don't need a big, long story about what you do. You want to start with, obviously, dear whoever, hello, whoever, but something about the person you're reaching out to. It doesn't have to be in depth. Oh, I can see you work with children. That's amazing. I work with children, and here's the value I bring to children's parents. I would love to connect with you. Can we have a call this week? 10, 15 minutes, that's all. That's all you need to introduce it. Make them feel important because you are acknowledging them and you know something about them. Not everything about them, just one thing. And if you know 4 or 5 things, don't share it all right away because we need stuff for the follow-up emails. So something very relevant that attaches your value to their mission, to their need, to what they do as well, that might be complementary to what you do. So we're looking to match your value to what they may be interested in. And that's all you're wanting. And then you're asking for 10, 15 minutes. Be very specific. Could I have 10, 15 minutes to connect with you? And then the critical thing in life and in everything, one critical thing is at the end, if I haven't heard back from you, say it's today is Wednesday. If I haven't heard, and you should probably reach out every couple days, like make it quick so they can see a couple. One, you get in their brain, they're thinking about you. Oh, it's her. But it's also building trust. And here's how. You say, if I haven't heard from you by Friday, no worry. I'll phone you by the end of the day Friday. Or I'll send you another email by the end of the day Friday. No worry. Look forward to hearing from you. And then you write that in your spreadsheet, but you got to do what you say. Because now you're starting to build trust. And I know I'm going too long. I got to wrap this up quick. You got to come to the hit list session. You got to build trust by doing what you say. I'm going to phone you Friday. I'm going to email you Friday. I'm going to this Friday. And then you do it again. The exact same thing on Friday. If you don't hear from them, hey, you must be busy. That's great. I understand everybody is. I really want to connect. Please reach back to me. Can we talk for 15 minutes this week? If not, I'll email you again on Tuesday. Control your outreaches always, always, always. And then you never have to worry, when should I call? What should I do? And if they don't say no, you have permission to reach out again. Until you get a no, you have permission to reach out again. If you get a no, we're just gonna delay the permission. Okay, so you're gonna do that 7 times every couple days, and make sure you do what you say. And then the last one you're gonna do, whether it's your 6th one or your 8th one or whatever it is good. You're gonna say, it's gonna be like, you're obviously very busy. There's lots of things going on. We all are. I totally get it. Maybe this isn't the right time. I'm going to reach back to you in 60 days. And then you just put it into your hit list for 60 days down the road. And then you reach out to them again and start again if you want to start again. The goal is that we're going to end up with a hit list. It's going to be like for a whole year built out long. We'll always have an ongoing hit list. Okay? You're not getting rejected if they don't answer you. Don't feel, well, we do feel that. I can't say how to feel. We do feel that, but we can regulate that emotion. You know you have value. You know if they'll talk to you, it'll be good for them. And if they're not talking to you, they could be busy, they could be ill, they could have family situations, all kinds of things can be going on in people's life. This isn't personal rejection. This isn't personal rejection. We tend to take it that way, but it is not. Okay? So until someone says no, you have permission to reach out again. Keep it simple. Keep it like Hope, Daya, Gabriel, like we're talking. Your email should be like we're talking. Hey, I see you do this, Hope. That's amazing. This is the value I bring. I'd love to connect with you for a few, and say it as you're typing so it feels personal. And we're going to use AI a lot to help come up with leads, but don't let it take over. AI can never replace the personal experience. Don't let AI write your emails without you modifying them personal. Don't let it take over. It is there to complement your human outreach experience, because remember, this is bigger than just hit list. It is human growth. It's behavior change. It teaches us all the things that we need to do to succeed in business. It's way more than reaching out to 10 people and trying to find a new customer, if we receive it that way and allow it to be that. And when we get to our hit list session, we will talk way, way more about it. Your exercise for today, and Eden talked great about AI. Jason's going to come talk about AI. Utilize it, use it, and use the human piece. So when you come up with your first 10 list of people today that you're going to outreach in hit list, if you're going to do hit list, and go to silver, it's all explained how to do it. Come up with 10 names on your own, allowing your own brain to think. Think of organizations you're in. Think of networks you're in. Think of groups you're in, clubs you're in. I've always meant to call that person. Come up with 10 of your own names, just that way, to get started. Then you can use AI to build your list, because it is a ridiculously incredible tool. But don't let it replace the human experience. If you send an AI email, I would guess 9 out of 10 people know it's AI. And you've lost the trust and the personal. Because that line you say about them initially in the email is a very personal line, and people want it to be a personal thing. Okay? Remember your value, because that's what's key, not the product or service, the value. Okay, I'm done. Come to my hit list. It would be great. I love hanging out with you guys, and I want to hear from you. I just don't want to talk. So give it a try. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And goodbye. See you later.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's show some love to Ted. And Ted's hit list is on May the 20th at 10 a.m. EST. That is one of, for those who are not a member of our community, hit list is one of the connecting strategies, one of the ways that we recommend that you connect with your ideal client. And what Ted does is take you through step by step what that process would look like for you and provide you with tips and strategies to be able to do those outreaches accurately and effectively. So thank you, Ted, for sharing with us. We certainly appreciate it. Oh, Colombo. I was about to say, guys, Ted's poll is on screen. Please enter your name and email address so we can connect you with the hit list or for you to be able to connect with Ted. But I see we already have Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Sashini.
So let me make Jason uncomfortable with this introduction I put together for him. Jason is the director of product at Silver Lining, where he leads a global team building tools to help small business owners take consistent action and drive sustainable revenue growth. With a background in product management, UX, and growth strategy, Jason has spent his career helping businesses better understand their customers and turn that insight into practical solutions. He has worked across multiple startups, scaling companies, including and leading the development of a neo-banking product from concept to launch at FlipGive. Jason specializes in combining behavioral psychology, data, and modern product design to create systems that help small businesses move from ideas to execution. So basically, everything you see in Silver platform, thank you for that, Jason. Over to you.
All right, thank you for that, Sashini. Amazing presentation so far today. This has been like such a great session, so much really useful and applicable insight. And it's great to see all the different members of our community. I've heard of several different people so far partnering and being friends, and you can just tell that there's real connection in the community. And that's amazing. That's part of where we're trying to go with the product, is sort of in the world of AI. How can we leverage AI to do a bunch of the work that's just kind of burning your bandwidth? That's silly little things that, you know, if you had an intern or something like that, you could outsource it to them and be confident they're doing it well. And then double down on human community and bringing people together and connecting to do business and grow. So one thing, if you're currently a member of Silver, you've seen that we've launched an AI campaign generator. So what this is, after doing some research, we've understood that, started to get a sense of how people like to use AI, and it became kind of clear that you like it as kind of a starting point for an idea. You kind of try to get some insight from it, get some ideas, and maybe unlock your thinking a little bit and show you where you might go. And then you step in as the business owner and the person that's aware of your life and your business and your context. And you kind of tweak and you edit and you take that and you go make it your own and do something with it. So when we launched campaigns, the very first version, the early version of this, what we had was, I will show you. Just pull my screen up. What we had was something like this. So you're seeing a little place for a time budget, money budget, what quarter you're going to do it in, start and end date, and then this big box for you to just type in your prompt. Now, different people have different levels of familiarity with artificial intelligence and how to prompt it. And there's really a formula some people might be aware of, where it's, you want to state your context, you want to state your role, the role you want the AI to play to help you while it's thinking about what you're asking it to do. You want to give it some constraints. What are its limitations? What do you need to be thinking about? And you want to give it an audience. Who is this thing for, right? And what we found in kind of analyzing the prompts that a bunch of people had put in sort of in the wild was there's a very large discrepancy in how people are putting it in. Some things might just say like launch a podcast, and some people you can tell are more familiar with how AI works, and they'll put in a much longer, more contextually rich sort of prompt that fits that. So we asked ourselves, okay, for small business owners that are coming in, how do we structure this interface so that everyone can get a really high quality result? And so I'll drag this down now, and one of our engineers is on vacation, so this will be available for you at the beginning of May. And this is sort of the new take on this. So across the top, you can see your idea. It's kind of like the context. What are you trying to achieve with this campaign? Your role, the AI role, how you want it to think, and then your goal. What's your sort of outcome you're looking for? The time and money constraints. What are your time and money budgets that you're able to put into this? And when are you going to do it? And then James. So for us, that's the name of our ideal client. And when you do this, it'll be the name of your ideal client. And that's the audience. That's who you want it to do. So as we go through this, you put the inputs in, and then on the back end, we pull those in and we grab some other information that you have in your account related to these things, your constraints and your information. And then we put that into a prompt that we have, and it's like, I don't know, it works out to being almost like a Word document, 1 page in length. And so we can just look at this, and the goal of this, Ted spoke on connecting, right? Connecting with people. So these are connecting campaigns, and you're going to come in here, and maybe based on what your strategy is, what you're trying to achieve, you'll develop campaigns that this tool will give you an editable output that you can go through, and we'll see what that looks like too. There's an update to how you'll go about executing these things. So your idea, it's kind of the context. What are you trying to do? So I wrote create a campaign generator that helps small business owners build campaigns that will get them new qualified leads consistently. And then you go to the next step. What's the AI role, right? If you could hire an domain expert or someone to help you with this, who would that person be? Who do you want Silver AI to think like while they're helping build this campaign? And you can get specific. So I said, a small business growth master specializing in generating qualified leads consistently. Next step, you need a goal, right? It likes having sort of a target, so it can take that and figure out what steps it needs to put in the way to guide you to get there, right? So you set a measurable goal, help 20,000 small business owners grow revenue 20% each year by connecting with the right leads through the best channels at the best times. And then we get into our constraints, right? So we have our time, we have our money. So we want to know when we're going to do this. What quarter are you planning to do this? We show the months there too, in case you lost track of the quarter. And then we get more specific. Within that quarter, when's kind of like the start and end date? When does it make sense in your calendar, in your life, for you to be working on this, and in your customer's life really as well? And then you come here. How much time should you invest when you think about your time budget and you look at what's going on in your world, in your life? Realistically, how much are you going to put into this? And then campaigns. So the AI will build steps based on what you put in here. If you say, look, I got 10 minutes to do this, it'll give you something. Probably won't be that effective, but it'll give you something. So it'll try to create the action steps in line with the time you have available in the window that you've set. Money, same thing. Be realistic. How much should you be investing in this? And Silver will make it fit as it's creating the steps. And then your ideal client, right? What specific insight do you have? You have your ideal client profile in the product already, but what are some specific insights you might have maybe related to this campaign that it can lean on and it can use that are going to be able to help you? So I wrote something like, clients are really busy, have limited bandwidth and resources to hire experts. and they like using AI to create a starting point and insight kind of for their next big move. So now it's going to take all of this information, and this will be animated and fun. It'll think, it'll tinker, it'll look at what's going on, and then it'll give you something like this, a very just an editable interface that shows all the steps that it's created, and you can work through this. Now, something that's a step up from what the previous version was doing is we're going to look at starting to bring in some resources for you, right? So if you're working on these steps, where it adds sub steps just to break the task down a little bit more and give a little bit more guidance, and you can add, delete, complete, whatever. All of this is completely editable within your control. Yeah, some links that comes in, you can delete, paste your own if you're working on it and you find something useful. And file uploads. Let's say you're working on this, you come across something, I don't know, you've got a document that'll be helpful. You can drop it here for when you come back to this, and everything you need will be sitting here waiting for you. So that's the concept behind the campaign builder, the second version of it coming out. And the goal is to allow you to connect with your clients, and allow anyone, sort of regardless of how well they understand AI, what their sort of skill set is, to come in step by step, answer a couple of really simple questions, and then that'll all get pulled in, and we'll put it into a much more complicated thing for you and spit out those guides with some useful resources and some smaller steps where you can then track against your budgets, and against your your time and your money budgets. So this is the next thing we have coming for you, or if you're not a silver member, become one. And then you can use this to help you just take advantage of this incredible technology in order to connect with the right people through the right channels at the right time, and just get really detailed and nuanced sort of guidance that you have control over editing, to pull you through. We're all really busy, and you get, like, I don't know, a little brain fog, but this will help you clear your mind, take some of the heavy thinking out, and just give you a starting point that you can play with and see what works and what doesn't work. So that is the next evolution of our campaign builder, and how, like, kind of anyone can approach it and get really high value outputs to help connect with your clients.
Thank you so much, Jason. Can we show some love to Jason? Jason and the engineering team has been doing a phenomenal job with upgrading our platform consistently. Jason, there is a question in chat about when you will host a meet to teach everyone how to create their AI campaigns. I think that you can find some time in the next week. But what I'll say to everyone, the poll is on screen. Enter your name and email address. I will reach out to you personally when we have organized that with Jason, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to host a meet, right, Jason?
Always, yes. And then one thing I'll mention too, I just dropped a little link in the chat here. It's just a simple form. We're starting off something we've been playing around a little bit. Some of you have done interviews with and research. It's helped shape things like this. So if you want to join that, we're calling it the, you can actually, you can put your email in that form too, if you'd like. But the Small Business Lab, and the goal is to connect with small business owners who are customers, who are not our customers, and just like really be in touch with them and understand how we can support them, how they want to use this new technology in order to grow their business. And it'll be part sort of building stuff like this that'll live in the product, and part like a little bit experimental, like here's this wild idea, let's see what people think about it. So we'll be looking to the small business community around the world to help us shape and guide how we harness this technology to help you grow and do your thing and take a bunch off your plate and just let you lock in on what you're great at. So join that, and there'll be a monthly newsletter that goes out to whoever's on there and participating in research that's going to give you, I am obsessed with AI, so I'm up to speed on like everything that happens day by day. And so through the lens of small business, I'll share what I find that's interesting and useful, tips and tricks and tools and things like that that you can leverage.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Show some love to Jason, our head of product. Thank you to you and the engineering team for the wonderful work that you do. And without further ado, our next speaker, I'll ask you at the end of her presentation, but she reminds me so much of Carissa all the time, the energy. But our next speaker, we fell in love with her at her last meet. Michelle is here, right?
She's here.
Hello.
Yes, she is.
Hi, everyone.
Let me do the embarrassing introduction first, Michelle.
Yes.
Michelle Garside is a visionary brand architect with over 15 years of experience helping individuals and companies build brands that truly connect and resonate. After working with global companies like Novo Nordisk, Unilever, and Johnson & Johnson, she shifted her focus to helping people uncover the deeper story behind their brand, aligning purpose, identity, and impact. Michelle has helped thousands of leaders and entrepreneurs transform their stories into powerful brands, businesses, and movements. She's the co-founder of Soul Camp Creative, a full-service branding agency, and the creator of multiple communities and experiences designed to inspire connection and growth. Friends, this is Michelle. Michelle, this is our community. Over to you.
Yay! I love this community. I love Carissa. Ted, oh my gosh, so good to see you. Oh, so good to see you. All right, I know we have limited time, so I'm gonna get right to it. So I'm Michelle. As Sashimi said, I ran an agency for the past 14 years. I started working with huge global brands in big pharma, developing billion-dollar drugs and creating the who are you for, how are you differentiated to sell billions of dollars. And then in 2011, I decided to leave that industry to do that same work for small businesses and to do that small work for founders and entrepreneurs and people who really needed to understand why having a brand is important, what that means. And so many people think it means a logo or a website, and it could, and those are aspects of a brand. But in this limited time, I want to talk through what is a brand, why is it important to have a unique and differentiated brand, and how to begin to implement that immediately. So and I'll bring up some slides, but first I'll say, when I talk about branding, a lot of people are like, oh, do you mean my logo? Or, oh, do you mean my website or my colors or my color scheme or my fonts? And when I say a brand, what I mean by that is the psychological imprint that you have on your consumer, no matter where you're engaging with them. So when they see you on social media, when they walk past your storefront, when they come to your website, when they receive an email from you, what is that feeling that they have about themselves? What is that feeling they have about you? What is that feeling they have about the product? And it's oftentimes very immediate, and it's oftentimes very unconscious. But there is a feeling that happens when we are put in front of a brand, right? And that has to do with the colors, and that has to do with the scenery, and that has to do with all of these different aspects. But the culmination of all of that is a feeling. So when I'm talking about what is your brand, what I'm saying is, what is the feeling that you as a company, you as a founder, you as a product have or want to have on your consumer? So I'm going to just pull up some slides really quick and go through these really quick because it's important. Let me see, hold on. All right, this is going to be messy for a second and then it won't. Tell me if you guys see this. Yes, thumbs up?
Seeing it.
Seeing it, amazing. All right, so how to make sure your brand connects with customers. Why do you need a unique and differentiated brand? So years ago, you were the only doctor on the block, or you were the only nail salon in town, or you were the only eyelash extensions place in the city. That is no longer the case. We are inundated. Proximity and price point They matter, but when there's 10 different organizations or 10 different businesses, 10 different founders doing very, very similar things, the differentiator isn't necessarily what you do, i.e. the nails, or i.e. the hair, or i.e. the eyelash extensions, or whatever it is. The differentiator is who you are and how you make them feel. So I use this example a lot. I keep referencing nail salons and hair places because it's such an easy example. Often, all of us go to one place to get our haircut. Maybe it's proximity, right? Maybe it's just because it's down the street. But usually it's because we go to that place because we like the music. We like the snacks they serve when we get there. We feel comfortable in the seat. We feel, the guy gives us a massage, whatever that is, right? There's a feeling that's not necessarily about the haircut itself. Same with a nail salon. There are millions of nail salons you can go to. Everyone is around the same price. Why do we keep going to the same one? Why do we have that one that we keep going to? We like the person. We like the conversation. We like what they play on TV. You like the smell of there's a feeling that we have in that place that has something to do with the actual deliverable, the nails, but that's not the reason that we go. It's because of how we feel during the experience, how we feel while there. So that feeling is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to go through 3 different brands that I've created. All of them are physicians, and all of them have a very different feeling of their brand. Again, at the end of the day, they're doctors. It's medicine. But Dr. Will here, it's, hey guys, come on in. Let me tell you about this thing. It's the friendly neighbor next door, healthy, fit, active lifestyle. This can be easy. That's the feeling of the brand. Very different than Dr. Heather Bartos, menopause rocks, right? Very disruptive, very in your face, very whoa, not for everybody. But there's a feeling of this brand as soon as you land there that's different than this. Another doctor talking about medicine, very different brand, very esoteric, very talking about philosophy and meaning. Again, all 3 of these are doctors. All 3 of these are doctor brands. And all 3 of these, when you see them, you immediately get a different feeling, right? Even if at the end of the day, it's very similar things that they're presenting. So everything matters when you're thinking of, well, what is my brand? How do I want people to feel, right? And because it's based on that feeling that they're going to want to continue to re-engage and engage with your brand, you must think of, well, what is that feeling I want them to have? So for me, and again, it's based on who you actually are and what the brand actually feels like. So for me, I'm someone who's excited, right? Like I'm excited, I'm full of energy, I'm very colorful. In my energy. And you experience that from me when you see me talking to you. But if you go on my social media, you have that same feeling. If you go to my website, you have that same feeling. When you go to anywhere that I am on stage, my book, it's that same feeling, right? I know the feeling I want people to have is like electrified, but also seen, right? And so my website is colorful, but it's not beautiful rainbows. It's really, there's reasoning for all of it. The photos that I choose, I'm looking right at you. I'm not looking to the side. It's not stock imagery because I want people to be able to really, really connect with me. So the feeling of me, and thus my brand, is energetic, activated, alive. So that's okay, I want people to feel that. So, and what do I want them to feel about like themselves or what's possible? I want them to feel excited. I want them to feel like, oh my gosh, so much more is possible for me, right? Like that's the feeling I want them to have. So then I think to myself, well, what colors give that feeling? What words give that feeling? What should I be posting on social media that elicit that feeling? What's the personality of the brand? How does it speak? What does it say? Because if you meet me in person and I'm like, hello, and then you go to my website and it's just a boring templated website, there is going to be an unconscious distrust that happens immediately. Oh, I got this feeling from her, and then I go to her site and I have a totally different humdrum feeling. What that creates is distrust. The person might not be able to say, oh, I distrust her. But in their mind, right, if they see someone on social media and they're serious and straightforward and, you know, research-based, data-driven, analytical, and then they go to their website and it's like rainbows and ponies, there's going to be a distrust, right? One thing is not like the other. So you have to think, however I show up, and these are questions you can ask your clients. How do I make you feel? How does this product make you feel? How do you feel when you're engaging, you know, with our service? Or how do you feel when you're talking to me? Whatever that is. And usually it's not just how you are to your consumer, but it's who you are in the world. So how I show up with my clients is not dissimilar to how I show up at my kid's school, right? It's all kind of just how I show up. So getting, well, what is that feeling, you know, that you give? And then how do you bring that in to everything? You have to create your brand identity based on that feeling, based on that story. So if your brand is electrifying and transformative, if that's the feeling, that's going to be a very, very specific logo that makes me feel that way. That's going to be a very, very specific language and colors that I use on my site and on my social and on my materials and in my clinic that make me feel that way. Versus if the brand is more like, oh, I got you, I'm holding you, you know, you're safe here. Very different colors, very different words. Even if you're doing the same exact thing, right? Based on the feeling that you want your person to have, the brand is going to look and feel different. And that is every single touch point, from your photos to the clothes you're wearing in your photos to, you know, the way, are you talking in first person or third person on your website? All of that is strategy based on how you want the person to feel. So when you have to first think about, well, what is that feeling? Energized, excited, or is it safe? Is it hopeful? Is it relief? What is that feeling you want them to have after using your product or by using your product? And then every touch point needs to give them that feeling. So if you're a brand that's giving relief, oh, okay, it's off my plate. That feeling of exhale, like, needs to come through in everything. Sound good? Make sense? Yes. Okay. All right. And that's it. That was all so I wanted to give time. I have an offer, but I wanted to just like talk through really quick and then ask any questions. Do we have time, Sashini, for questions? Or no?
We don't, but you can put your offer back on the screen.
Okay, let me put my offer back. Yeah. If you guys want to build this out with me, so I'm really, really quick. So basically I ask you questions for 30 minutes about who you are, what you do, what your clients are, what the vision for the future is, where you want to go, what's the dream here. If abracadabra, you could do anything, what would that be? And then I go off and I create, okay, well, what's your name? What's your tagline? Based on the name that you already have. I'm not going to build it, you know, have you throw it all in the garbage. But based on the brand name that you already have, what's the tagline? What's the positioning? What's the messaging? And how can we bring that into like a 5-day campaign on social media, whatever social media you're already engaged in, be it LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, based on the brand feeling you want to elicit. How do we begin doing that immediately? So that is the offer. But even if you don't do that work with me, do that work with someone. Do that work. I can't stress that enough. Again, I come from big pharma. This is what they are doing to build brands that last forever. This is, and this information needs to be brought to the small business and the founder and, you know, people who don't necessarily have the $1 billion budgets. You need to know that you're creating everything based on a feeling.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And we do acknowledge and appreciate coming from big pharma to help small business is a really great leap, and we appreciate it. So as usual, the poll is on the screen. If you want to connect with Michelle, we can make that happen. Colombo has also shared her offer in chat, so you can also see that there if that's something that you'd like to do. Thank you, Michelle. You're awesome. And we
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
So I do want to take the opportunity to apologize. I think that we were certainly ambitious when we said 10 speakers. However, we are going over time, and those of you in our community know we do not like to go over time, but I'll ask you to give me 20 minutes. If you have to go, Colombo will put the link to our YouTube in chat. Subscribe to our YouTube and you'll get the update there if you have to go. But if you can wait, please give us 20 minutes. I have two phenomenal speakers. One is going to teach you how to use executive assistants for lead gen. And we have one person that's going to teach you how to have a website that actually generates leads. So these are two phenomenal speakers. And here's phenomenal speaker number one. Hi, Steph.
Hi.
Welcome. Now, let me tell you about Steph. So Stephanie is the founder of SMH Creative, a design studio that's focused on clarity, conversion, and high impact digital experiences. She brings over 15 years of experience leading user experience, product design, and brand strategy for companies like Walmart, Macy's, and Mount Sinai, helping transform complex ideas into intuitive, scalable products. Through SMH Creative, Steph and her team partner with founders and growth stage companies across brand, digital, product design, photography, content creation, crafting cohesive experiences that not only look beautiful, but drive results. Steph, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you for that intro. Yeah, my name is Steph, and I've led high-performing product design teams from grassroots startups to the world's largest employer. So think websites, apps, screen design to create optimal user experiences. So I will share my screen. Let's see. Here we go. Perfect. All right. So I work with small businesses and large companies to optimize their experiences. And one thing that often comes up is most small business owners, they think they need more traffic, more people on their website, more visibility, more leads. But in most cases, that's not the real problem. The real problem is this: your website isn't converting the people that are already visiting it. And if your website isn't converting, it's quietly costing you customers every single day. So let me give you a quick way to check in and think about this for yourself. So most people, they visit your site and then maybe they leave, or they're interested, but they don't trust enough to act. Or people consider working with you, but they don't really know what to do next. So if you take a moment and think about your site, you could even go to your site. I want to give you a quick way to check this for yourself. So can someone who lands on your homepage in 5 seconds clearly understand what you do, who it's for, and why it matters? So do you show proof, actual results, testimonials, outcomes, and is there one clear next step? If any of those are unclear, people don't move forward, they leave. So in design, there's something we call above the fold. Maybe some of you have heard this, but this is one part of your website that matters more than anything else. And I'll explain it in a pretty simple way, but imagine you open a book and you only see the top half of the first page. You haven't turned the page yet, you haven't looked forward. That's exactly how people will use your website. So when someone lands on your site, they don't scroll right away. They look at what's first on the screen. We call that the viewport. And then they decide in a few seconds, is this for me or not? So it's really what people see before they scroll. So you can't guarantee they're going to digest the rest of the page. You really have to hook them with the content that is above the fold. So if that first section isn't clear, if it doesn't show what you do, who it's for, and why it matters, most people won't scroll, they'll leave. So if you don't fix anything else on your website, I would suggest that you at least start there. So I want to give you something simple you can use immediately after this session. Every website that actually generates customers does 3 things well. First is clarity. Most websites are too vague. They say things like, we help businesses grow, or we provide high quality services. That doesn't really mean anything to a potential customer. What you want instead is, I help who achieve a specific result. So if you take and look at your homepage after this and see what you have written, Perhaps rewriting it to make it clearer will help. Secondly is trust, and that's been mentioned on some previous sessions as well, and that's really important. So people don't buy when they're interested, they buy when they feel certain. So ask yourself, do I show real results? Do I show proof? Do I make specific claims? Even adding one strong testimonial with a real outcome can increase conversion immediately. Third is direction. So most websites, they try to do too much, multiple buttons, multiple offers, multiple paths. And what happens? People get overwhelmed and they do nothing. So pick one main next step. Is it booking a call? Is it getting a quote? Are they going to download something? If it's not obvious what to do next, they won't do anything. But here's what gets it even more powerful. Instead of trying to make your entire website do everything, you can also create simple landing pages. Maybe some of you already do this, maybe some of you haven't, but that really helps to simplify things. So a landing page can just focus on one message, one audience, or even one action. So instead of sending people to your main homepage, you can test it. One page for just booking calls, one page for a specific offer, one page for a specific audience. This allows you to see what actually works and improve it over time. Because when you simplify the path, you make it easier for people to say yes. So most websites don't fail because of the design. They fail because they don't guide people to take action. And small changes, clarity, trust, direction, can make a massive difference in how you actually get customers. One of the most overlooked ways to improve your website is simply asking the people you're trying to serve. You can even do this with past clients or current leads because they're the closest to the people you actually want to attract. Most business owners guess what works, but your customers, they'll tell you if you ask. So you don't need fancy tools or analytics to get started. You can literally send your website to a few people and ask them simple questions. Here are 3 questions that you could ask right away. What do you think I do? Would you trust this business? Why or why not? And what would you do next on this page? And their answers, they will tell you everything. So if people are confused about what you do, it's a clarity issue. If they hesitate or say, I'm not sure, it's a trust issue. If they don't know what to do next, it's a direction issue. This is how you stop guessing and start understanding what's actually resonating and what isn't. Because the best websites aren't built in isolation. They're shaped by real feedback from real people. If you're not sure where your website is falling short, I'm also offering a limited number of customer conversion website audits next week. So I have a QR code here. I can also put the link in the chat. And on this call, I'll walk through your website with you, show you exactly where you could be potentially losing customers, identify what's likely causing it, and give you a clear plan on what to fix first. So this is best for businesses that are already getting traffic or leads, but not seeing consistent results from their website. Because the best websites, they shouldn't just look good. It should be something working for you, bringing in customers consistently. So I'll put those links in the chat.
Yes, thank you so much. Can we show some love to Stephanie? Thank you so much, Stephanie. That was short, spicy, and so much content, so many tips. So Stephanie will be adding in chat the link to work with her and also your LinkedIn so we can stay connected with, oh, it's already there. Awesome. Thank you. And just to let you know, Stephanie, your silver expert, Ankita, could not tell me enough about how I need to ensure you are on this panel. So thank you, Ankita, for a wonderful recommendation. We appreciate, and we're very, very happy to have you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, so again, thanks for your patience with us. We have our final speaker, Aaron Murphy. Where are you?
He's here off cam.
Here you are.
Hey,
Okay.
Sashni, can you see me?
Hi, Aaron. Yes, but first, Aaron, I have to do the embarrassing introduction. I wrote it. I don't make the rules. I have to do it. All right. So, guys, Aaron Murphy is the head of Talent Match Africa. where he specializes in connecting small businesses with the right talent to drive their growth. He has a strong background in sales, client relationships, and negotiation. Aaron has built his career around helping companies generate opportunities, build pipeline, and consistently hit their targets. He has a hands-on approach in his outreach, lead generation, and closing deals, and working directly with small businesses to scale using talents. Today, he focuses on helping business owners like yourself to leverage the talent to free up your time so that you can focus on high value activities while ensuring someone is consistently driving sales and generating new opportunities for your business. There you go. That was it, Aaron. So now I'll hand over to Aaron to take us through his presentation.
Perfect. I'm just sharing my screen there. Can you guys see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you. So thanks for that lovely introduction, Sashini. So my name is Aaron. I'm looking after the UK and the US markets for Talent Match Africa. So basically, I speak to business owners every single day, and there's a common problem and our team that always comes up, and that is that a lot of business owners are spending a lot of time on admin. So I can imagine there's a lot of people in this meeting today that's probably done something this week that had absolutely nothing to do with selling. That was probably chasing an invoice, booking a meeting, updating a spreadsheet, managing an inbox. So every single person in here has probably done that this week. So here's the problem. You're the best salesperson for your business. Nobody's more passionate about your business than you. Nobody closes like you. Nobody can build relationships like you. But you're spending hours every single week on tasks that any skilled person could do. That's not really a business problem. It's a time problem, and it's costing you revenue. So basically, what if somebody was handling all of that for you? So every single day, while you're focused purely on selling, building them meaningful relationships, I'm having them conversations that matter to your business. So that's exactly what a remote executive assistant from Talent Match Africa can do. So they can research and qualify your leads before they even reach it. They can run your outreach sequences. They can do the follow-ups for you consistently every day, whether you're in meetings, on calls, or closing deals, and they can keep your CRM up to date. They can make sure that your CRM is clean, that you can focus on everything that is in your kind of pipeline and where every deal is at, and then where you can have the meaningful meetings that's needed. So basically, there's a couple of things in there. So they can send out the proposal decks. They can draft up any decks that's needed to send on to potential clients while you're having time focusing on the conversations. So basically, just want to give you a quick insight then to what Talent Match Africa is then. So any of the staff that you get from ourselves are based in either office space in South Africa, in Johannesburg, Cape Town, or Durban. And we also have office space in Nairobi in Kenya then as well. And they work full-time hours and 38 hours per week. They work your time zone. We're the employer on record. We look after any of the traditional headaches that with outsourcing, we remove that. So we look after the payroll, we look after the employment contracts, we look after employment law. So all you have to do is focus on including that member on your team, and they would be a full member, a part of your team. We also have training and support and office management on site then as well to kind of control everything then. So you can spend, like I said, that most important time having them meaningful conversations for your business. We look after all the nitty gritty stuff then, so you can get time back in your day then.
Hello, my name is
Minute video. I
Zandilichi.
know we're stuck on time here, but just to give you guys a quick insight to the type of talent that we have here. Sashni, if you can just give me the thumbs up if you can hear
Hello,
this.
my name is Zandilichi, and I'm a details-oriented business operations specialist. I'm currently working with Talent Match Africa as part of the Business Operations Program. I hold a Bachelor's of Science Honours degree in Urban and Regional Planning from the University of the Witwatersrand, so I truly am a planner at heart. Over the past 2 years, I've developed a strong passion for project management and business operations, where I've honed my ability to optimize business processes, multitask, and help organizations to achieve success. In my previous role as an infrastructure coordination intern with the Gauteng office of the Premier, I supported over 10 provincial departments to successfully deliver incomplete infrastructure projects from project initiation until project closure. I achieved this by leveraging agile project management tools such as Jira, Microsoft Project, as well as Oracle Primavera P6, and Canva and Microsoft 365 to consolidate presentations and reports. Furthermore, with the resources provided by Talent Match Africa, I upskilled in ClickUp, Monday.com, as well as Trello. My other responsibilities included organizing and facilitating weekly stakeholder engagement meetings, utilizing Outlook and Microsoft Teams, general administration in the office, and managing procurement logistics for workshops that had 50 to 100 guests. My experience is a testament to my strong organizational skills, excellent time management, and a proactive approach I bring to work. I enjoy taking care of the critical elements behind the scenes and holding people accountable. I look forward to bringing my skills in business operations and project management to a role where I can optimize and support organizational success.
So that's just one of the examples of the type of talent that we have there. So basically the goal is simple: free yourself up so you can spend time having them meaningful conversations to sell more products and services within your business, and let someone else run the engine. So that's how we can see how your business can grow. So I know that was a quick presentation today, but I have left my email and everything there for Sashni. So if anyone wants to have a conversation, I'm happy to jump on a discovery call, learn more about your business, and we can have a conversation to see if we're a good fit for you guys.
Thank you so much, Aaron. That was short and spicy. But also, I'm always impressed whenever I see the videos with the talents. I could watch them all day. And I know that some of the feedback we've gotten from, or many small business owners who are using talents from Talent Match, was incredibly good. Some of you are here right now. You can drop in chat. What's your feedback on your experience using Talent Match and the talent there? So there are two scenarios I'm seeing, Aaron. I don't know if this is true for you. A scenario where our small business owners use an executive assistant, which, they get that special rate if they're coming from Silver Lining, to handle the admin and they do the sales. But I'm also seeing where some will hire someone to focus on lead gen for them and they handle other tasks. So that's both use cases you're seeing with the small business owners who use Talent Match?
Yeah. So there's the executive assistant, which we have with yourselves. And then we're also finding then as well, if there's other areas of the business where clients need help with, we can go to the market and source a role for you. And now it depends on the experience and stuff like that, what the price would be. But the executive assistant, we still have the price with Silver Lining. So that would be someone, like I said, who can handle them mundane tasks, who can maybe prospect for you, mark your territory, and then handle the emails while you focus on having them meaningful conversations. But I'm happy to go into a lot more detail if anyone wants to book a discovery call with myself, and I can go into, because I know we're tight on time here, sorry. So I can go a lot into more detail, tell you more about the business, tell you more about the candidates that we have, show you a little video of the office space that we have as well. Beautiful facilities on the continent.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Aaron. Silver Lining does hire at least 3 talents from Talent Match, and we find them to be superb in their commitment, their work ethic, and just the consistent high standards that they deliver at. So thank you, Aaron, for presenting.